It's just few days before my graduation, and I'm thinking about the girl who was just about to start her journey 6 years ago. Hey, assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, beautiful souls. How are you guys doing? This is Midlife of Muslima, and yes, I'm about to graduate in just few days. And to be honest, this feels a little unreal to say because this journey wasn't straight. But if I think about the time when I was just about to go to Ukraine and start my journey, I was super excited. I was excited to live abroad and live my dream. And yes, I had my fears of being alone and being away from the family. But girl, I was way too excited. I was about to live my dream. I was about to be independent, and it was just going to be so much fun. And just like that, I was in Ukraine enjoying my life. And I was also very grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for living my dream, because living abroad and studying abroad was like my childhood dream. For some people, they just say that it was their childhood dream, but for me, it really was. Even in class 6 standard, when me and my friends used to have conversation, we used to talk that I'm going to study in Oxford, or I'm going to go London, I'm going to study in Europe, etc, etc. And there I was, studying in Europe. But as you all know, things don't go the way you plan. Subhanallah, that's just life. So 3 years into my studying and 3 years into medicine, Ukraine war broke out. Ukraine war. Oh my god, I was one of the many students who were just stuck, confused and uncertain. I mean, stuck in Ukraine during the war and coming back to India. That's a story for some other time. Let's just stick to academia today. So I was hopeless. I was hopeless that will I even graduate? Like, will my these 3 years even count? Will I be able to finish my degree? Will I be even studying again? I don't know. I was just so confused and I was so stressed out with all the situations that were coming my way. I mean, we were having our online classes, but many of the teachers were not available. I mean, there was a war, for God's sake. We didn't have a synchronized study schedule there. Things were so uncertain and I was filled with fear. This time I was having of thoughts that leaving my degree and just accepting my fate and just going forward with some new course, and I was, or maybe even giving NEET again. After 3 years, I was so worried. I was just hoping that Allah make a way out of this. I didn't know what to ask. I didn't know if I wanted to complete my degree, because just 1 minute ago I was student and studying, and the next everything paused. So I didn't know what to do. I just asked Allah to just get me out of the situation. And with that confusion and uncertainty, months passed by. And still nothing was clear. But somehow, with lots of sabr and lots of du'as and lots of late night prayers and so many tears, Allah opened a new door. Alhamdulillah. I got an option to take transfer to Georgia. And to be honest, by that time I didn't even knew Georgia existed as a country. So yes, that was a very new way for me. But again, after deciding that I was going to take transfer to Georgia, things were still not very easy. It was a long process. Getting my visa was very hard. Getting my transcripts from Ukraine was very hard. If I didn't get transcripts, I'll had to study from first year. So that process was also not very easy. But alhamdulillah, here I am today, just few days before my graduation. So these days leading up to the graduation, they just feel so heavy. And it's not because that I'm sad, it's just because I'm so grateful, and because that I never imagined that Allah will bring me this close. Like, I'm so full of gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm so full of the memories, the growth and the silent battles that no one saw but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he stayed there for me and pushed me out of those battles. People will just see photos on graduation day. They won't see your hard work. They won't see your all-nighters. They won't see those shaky hands before exams. They won't see the feeling of being invisible, the feeling of being misunderstood and just being tired. But Allah, He saw it all and He responded in His own perfect timing. There were days when I wanted to give up. There were days when I cried after the class and I felt worthless and I doubted my capabilities and my ability of becoming a doctor. But in between all of that, I always went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He brought me out. I didn't go to Him perfectly, but consistently. I always went, even when I was broke, even when I was tired, even when I was feeling low. I went to Allah because He was there to listen to me and He was there to understand me, and that made all the difference. This journey didn't just teach me medicine, it taught me tawakkul, it taught me sabr, it taught me how to come out of those battles. When I look at myself now, I see someone who has grown in the ways I never planned. More than the lectures and clinicals, it was the private battles fought between me and Allah that taught me and that made me the person who I am today. To anyone watching this, maybe you are in the middle of your journey, or you're just starting, or you are just stuck, I just want to tell you something that I have learned. You don't need to be the strongest or the smartest or the one who has figured it all out, but you just need to keep going with Allah. Even if you walk slowly, even if you fall along the way, but just keep walking. Get up and keep walking, and Allah will take you and carry you way further you imagined. I still have so much ahead of me, but today I choose to pause and say Alhamdulillah for how far I've came. And I want to tell you, if I can come this far, so can you. So say Bismillah for what's next. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.